What? 3 attempts. Oh no, this is different. This is different from the other one. Let's just see here. 3 attempts for the whole assignment. Oh, great. Per device cost basis. I don't remember having to do this. I don't remember us doing this stuff. Cost per device? Well, actually, it's not going to be that bad. That was... I can check my work, but still. And also, when you submit, oh, I think these types of assignments, they can give you the answer key, and they'll give you a solution to the problem. So, I can, but I don't know if I can cheese my way through it because I think they will give you different numbers if you try to do the assignment a second time, and they'll give you different numbers. So I don't think you can cheese it by just copying the numbers. Derpy der deer deer deer. It's really weird when they're selling to a government because it's completely different than if you're just selling to a regular customer. They're like, we're gonna set the price. No matter what, we're gonna set the price at 120% of cost, and that's that. Like that's their offer. We offer to supply this at cost plus 20%. Auditor, and then the auditor stepped in and was like, I don't know if you calculated that correctly. materials, labor, supplies, and other costs that will vary with production. Okay, so the auditor said that you can't include anything else other than materials, labor, and other variable costs. And you can't include these other costs. You can't include the entire other costs that exist. You're supposed to only include costs that are direct to the production. Materials, labor, and would that be... No, for some reason they can't even include all the production costs. They say you can't even include all the production costs. But you would... I think shouldn't you include all production costs as part of the cost, though? At the very least? They're saying non-differential costs related to production don't even count, which is very strange. It makes sense to ignore the marketing costs for that reason, but I don't know. So they're saying measure the costs in these 4 different ways and then calculate it. Okay, so sucks. Oh boy, I mean, this looks like it requires an Excel spreadsheet. It's really annoying. And the only way to do that is to take a screenshot. Now, we could probably get rid of that. No, we probably want to keep that in there. Accounting, chapter 1, homework. It's a little small. I want to be able to read it here. Sorry. So we just listen to this one. We gotta listen to Sanctified Ocean. Can barely hear it. Right. So we've got to figure out all of these different alternatives. We got to figure out all these alternatives. Only the differential production costs could be considered as the cost basis. It seems that this is A. This is A because materials, labor, supplies. Hold on. Materials, labor, supplies. Now, there are variable marketing costs. It says production costs in A. So A is just this. So 180. A is, they already gave us the answer for A. It's 180, 216 is the answer for A. Right? So A is already done for us. B, the total cost per device for normal production could be used as the cost basis. This is the total cost for 20,000 right here, folks. Uh-oh, I just realized something. There could be something wrong here. Uh-oh. Do I have to consider this as 20,000, 20,000 or 22,000? Doing it. They already gave us B as well. So 290 and 348. They literally already gave us those two. So maybe I didn't need an Excel spreadsheet. But I mean, probably for the other ones. The other option is total cost per device for the production 22,000 devices, excluding marketing costs. All right, so do we just have to project 22,000? So do we just have to do it says excluding marketing costs. So do not include marketing costs. But we have to figure out okay, C sucks. That's fine. C is too. C implies that you include administrative costs because they don't say that you don't include non-variable costs. It just says you include every cost and excluding. Excluding marketing, but they don't say you exclude administrative for C. Come on. Come on. I can check this unlimited times. Did I do AB correct? Yes. If you say that you do the total cost minus marketing costs, that means you would not include marketing costs, but you would include administrative because it says total cost. And when I did total cost for B, I did include administrative. So cost. Now per device. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. The cost per device doesn't change. Only the total cost changes because the cost per device doesn't change as you produce more. So you would have is C and D a trick question because the cost per device doesn't actually change? The cost per device doesn't change. So all you do is just take the answer you got for don't you just take 290 minus 20, 270? Because why would it differ? Why would it differ? $270 times 1.2. Come on. Come on. How? How is it different depending on what? The cost per device doesn't change. Okay, so apparently I do have to take into account something. The cost per device is the same. It's the same. Because the total cost would change, but the cost per device would not change. So what's going on here? Why? Come on. Come on. The cost per device doesn't change. The total cost changes. Come on. How does the cost per device change? Because the definition of variable cost is that the cost changes with the if you need more materials. Oh. The total cost is not fixed. The cost per device is fixed. It's not variable costs. Means that the total cost varies, not that the cost per device varies. And the way the question is worded, it says include everything except for marketing costs. And Nothing will vary when you change it from 20 to 22. Nothing varies. The only thing that varies, yeah, obviously the total variable cost will change, but the cost per device will not change. Because 50 times 20,000 is a million. Yes, the total cost will go up. The cost per device will not go up. And they said, do they want me? The way the question is worded, the cost per device doesn't change. This is stupid. The cost per device doesn't change. Does the cost per device of indirect costs change? It's so counterintuitive because the costs, technically the costs per device that will change are the fixed costs. This is the most counterintuitive question on the planet. This is so counterintuitive. Oh my gosh. Oh man. If you take we're gonna go cost, total cost, number of units, and then cost per device. And the total cost, well, in the first example, we had 20,000 units. This time, we have 22,000. So, I don't know how many I'm going to have to go down. Materials, we have materials, labor, supplies, blah, and then indirect, blah, and then variable marketing, administrative, so, crap. Units is the same every time. The total cost is either variable or fixed. Materials is variable. The cost of device for that will not change. Labor is a variable, so the cost per device will not change, and the total cost will change. Supplies, blah, is a variable. It's so weird how this works. It's like exactly reversed. The logic is reversed. This will not vary with production. Therefore, that the indirect cost is going to stay at 600,000. I mean 60. Yes. The variable marketing costs. Now, we're not going to include marketing costs in the analysis because it says exclude marketing costs. So don't even think about it. Administrative costs will not vary. It's going to stay at 1.2. So weirdly enough, you have to like complete this table. You have this information. You need to come up with these three numbers and this number and this number. So the total cost is variable. So therefore, this equals this times this, enter, and the same goes with labor and supplies because they're all variable. So, and then this number times this number equals this, so equals this divided by this. This feels wrong, equals this. It's because I got a decimal answer, that's why it feels wrong. So we will only have it at, oh, come on. No, stay auto-formatted, you stupid thing. Okay. The cost per device changes on fixed costs when you change the production, but the cost per device, it's so counterintuitive. Okay, so all we need is the total cost per device equals sum of this, enter 261. So that's C. This one was C. This one was C. So price, recommended price is going to be equals this times 1.2 So we have 261.82 and we have 314.18. That better be stinking correct. That was correct, dude. That was correct. I didn't even read the textbook to do that. That was correct. But that was a massive chore to do that question, dude. That was a lot. And we still have to do D. So the only difference between this one and this one is that marketing costs will be included in the analysis. So for D, we copy and paste everything, but the difference is that we change it to D, and then we change these two. So we add marketing. That's literally all we have to do. So marketing is going to be fixed. Nope, it's variable. So that because marketing is a variable cost, it will have 20, the same cost per device, but it will have a different total cost. So therefore equals this times this. So therefore now we have equals sum, and then we have this equals this times 1.2, and we have a 281.82, and then we have 338.18 there. Oh my gosh, I got it right. That is one question out of 6 complete. Ooh, that's funny. It only took me 30 minutes to do one question. It is so insane how few of my classes are for my degree were actually accounting classes. Like the vast majority of them were either completely random classes or they were business classes. But there was only a minority of my classes that were actually accounting. That is so dumb. I wonder if I could complete my I wonder if I could take a couple accounting classes at NICC and not have to graduate this semester. Does NICC offer these accounting classes? Because hmm. And imagine if NICC offered like an 8-week course on all three of these classes. That would be so nice. In fact, what if UW Platteville offered an 8-week course on one of these three classes that I'm currently taking? I don't know. I never really looked up 8-week versions of these courses. I probably should have. And I feel like the auditor might be wrong here because the auditor is not including all production costs. It's only including non-variable production costs as the cost basis. But then again, 1.2 of costs is a little bit of an arbitrary price. You know, management accounting. Dang it, it took me forever to do one question. Gosh dang it. Let's see how long this one's going to take. Fun fact, I didn't read the chapter. Oh yeah, and I did very well on the quiz. I think I got 100% on the quiz we had on Friday, so it was open books, which really helps, but still. Ugh. And it's very nice how he only had he only had 6 questions on the quiz. He probably did that because the class is only 50 minutes long, whereas the other class I had with that professor was 75 minutes, so there was more time at the end of the class for a quiz, so we could have more questions. That's fine. Uh, uh, so, oh, this is pretty simple. They're not even asking you to compare the two. They're just asking what the differential costs are. Okay, the differential costs are just all the ones that they listed in their paragraph. I mean, that's pretty simple. So the labor will be increased. Labor consultant will. Are they just saying add on the cost, the cost, or are they saying the total cost by that? Yes, they're saying just add the additional cost. So the equipment lease will increase by 20%, so 1.2 times equipment lease. That's 48,000. The other increase, supplies will be increased by 10%. So, 1.1 times 27,000 is 29,700. Other costs will be increased by 15%. 19,550. So, existing building. Okay, so that's it, right? That's pretty much it. Every other cost is the same. And there you go. What? What? How did I do that wrong? I did it. There's no way that's wrong. There's no way. Are you kidding me? How? Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't do the additional cost. I did. Dang it. The way they have this formatted is strange. You have to calculate the additional cost, not the total cost. Darn it. So that means I actually did have to do 15% times blah. Equipment lease 0.2 times 8,000. Supplies is 0.1 times other cost is point. Finally. So question number 2 took 12 minutes. Did I get full credit? Do I get full credit for that? Yes. Yes or no answer. Uh-oh. You know what's interesting about this? I don't know if I can check my work for this problem. That's unfortunate. What if I get it wrong? Then I'd have to redo the whole entire assignment. That would suck. Should they accept? Oh my gosh. This is gonna suck. But I did this on the quiz, so I should be fine, I think. Oh man. Uh, you gotta be kidding me. That's funny. So, here we go. So, what we need to do is come up with 2 schedules, one with the costs of not taking the offer and one with the cost of taking the offer. In fact, they already gave you this schedule of not taking the offer, so you don't really need to do it. I don't really need to copy it down. We'll just have sales, revenue, costs, labor, equipment, lease. Don't, you're making me do that every time. Really? Really? Good job, Excel. So, I mean, couldn't I just do like this? Boom. I wish it would just automatically do that no matter what, instead of me having to manually do it. So, we're going to add the sales revenue. So, their sales revenue will be 550 plus 100,000, and then costs will be let's see what's going to change. Labor cost will change, so it will be 260 plus 85,000. And then equipment lease. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? They're still doing this. Just automatically fit to fit the cell, dude. Like, why? That's so annoying. Equipment lease will increase by 20%, so equals 40 times 1.2. And then rent is going to not change. Maybe no rent. Net rent will be the same at 35,000. And then supplies will increase by 10%, so equals 27 times. And then officers' salaries are going to be the same because the consultant is not a officer. So 160 other costs equals 1.15 times 17,000, and then total is gonna be equal to this. So then we need to calculate the operating profit loss equals, I think I may have just accidentally pressed the power button, but nothing happened. So no, equals this minus this. Their operating profit will actually increase, so therefore they should accept. Yep, all of that for a yes or no answer. Funny! Oh, do you get to check your work? Well, hold on a second. Oh, man. Unfortunately, you don't get to check your work on this question. That sucks. What other considerations other than cost do you think are necessary before making the decision? Well, I have to read the thing first. It's the same as the last problem. Kidding me? Same situation. Whether the contract will provide for more revenues in the future. I mean, that is a consideration, right? 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 Whether this will enable the company to get into a new profitable line of business. I mean, it's the same line of business that they've been doing already. So how is that? It's not a new line of business. It's the same line of business you've been doing the whole time, so that's not a consideration. What other opportunities the company has for expanding? Let's see. Maybe. I mean, yeah, that's probably a consideration. Well, I mean, this one, it's weird because you would ask that question and then say no, but gosh dang it, man, I hate this. This too. Oh, come on, I hate this question. Must you consider whether the contract will provide? I mean, you should probably consider all of those things, but the answer to many of those questions will be no. Man, this question sucks. Come on, man. I mean, you should probably at least take a glance at each of those questions while you're making a decision, and maybe it'll take you like 5 seconds to come up with the answer, but you may as well at least look at it. Like, come on. Come on. Profitability of the other contracts is not relevant to this decision. And current financial position of the company, well, I think that is still relevant because even though it will make a profit on paper, you might not have the liquidity to afford this. Well, as long as it's paid up front, though, I guess. I don't know, when is the payment made for the consulting work? Is the payment made up front or is it made at the end of it? Because upfront payment, that would mean it would be irrelevant whether the financial position, what is the financial position of the company, because they would clearly be able to afford it. Just or is it going to be? It depends on what form, what. Oh, come on. This is dumb. I hate. You could make an argument for any of those. You could make an argument. This question sucks. I bet I'm gonna have to redo the entire assignment because of that question. Whether it will provide for more revenues in the future. Well, how will this contract provide for more revenues in the future? Maybe the same company will like the services they receive, and then they will offer you another. They will offer you another um, opportunity. So technically, you could argue for that. So I'd say this one's irrelevant because you're only looking at this one. You're not looking at the other ones. Like, yes, you may be considering the other ones, but for this decision specifically, the other ones are irrelevant. Just because the other ones are profitable doesn't mean you shouldn't take this offer. Whether this will enable the company to get into a new profitable line of business is irrelevant because maybe that is a relevant question, but the answer to the question is no already. It's not a new line of business. How would this enable the company to get into a new line of business? It doesn't make any sense. Like, yes, this is a question, something you should consider, but not in this situation, because this situation does not provide for an opportunity to get into a new line of business. So, whatever. Come on. This sucks. Come on, I bet I'm gonna have to redo the whole assignment now. This sucks. That was fine. You've got to be kidding me. No, not this again. Not this again. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Will it let me check my work on B? That's the real question. This assignment sucks. I used to be able to cheese my way through accounting homework. I mean, I could still cheese my way through this homework, I think. It just depends on if the questions are the same, have the same numbers and stuff. Why would you pay yourself a salary if you own the place? I don't know. I mean, I guess um, instead of distributing dividends to yourself, you just pay yourself a salary. It's it's basically the same outcome either way. Uh, where is the income statement? Hello? Where is it? What? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, I just didn't scroll down. I was like, where is it? I can't see it. Oh, all I had to do was scroll down. Wow. Oh, that was funny. Oh my god. Dang it. Okay, I have to do all this random crap. So, first of all, sales revenue will increase would by 25%. Time to do a ton of math. But this is the easiest math in the world. Like, accounting is like super basic math, but it's more conceptual. It's a more bigger focus on conceptual things. That's fine. Than it is on math because the math is actually not that advanced most of the time. It's mostly just regular old. I'm stupid. It's just basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division most of the time. There is a teeny tiny bit of algebra, and like sometimes you have a bit more complicated calculations, but most of the time it's just really basic. That was funny. It's mostly conceptual problems. That was funny. So, like for this, all you have to do is 676,000 times 1.25. That's very easy. So that was funny. 845. Oh, come on! I just realized this is this number is the 25% increase. I actually have to do that divided by 1.25. Let me just make sure that's the right way to do it. So food is 196 divided by 40%, 1.4. And then labor, would labor change? Would labor change? It says labor would change. Labor 1.25 Rent is the same. So 36. Utilities would be this different. $1.2. Other costs. Other costs. 1.135. Manager's salary is going to be the same. All right. So there, now they automatically calculated the total for you, but the profit you have to calculate yourself. Funny. So the profit is going to be 9,550. Clearly not worth it. Wow. Clearly not worth it. My goodness, dude. At least in terms of financially speaking, it is not worth it, but maybe other considerations would be good because you're expanding your business and maybe it'll lead to more profits in the future, but it's a temporary setback right now. Based on financial, should not open. Wait, hold on a second. I'm such a moron. I read that backwards. The current profit for what you're doing now is less than the profit you would make if you opened the lunch. I had it backwards because it's in opposite order of what I'm used to doing. I'm used to doing what you're doing now on the left and then adding something else on the right. So actually it says you should open the lunch. Yes, financial. Yes is correct. Now, can I please check my work on B? It would be nice if I could, so gosh dang my life. Gosh dang. Whether it will lead to customers switching from their lunch is correct. What other restaurants might do? I don't know about that. Would other restaurants respond to him opening his restaurant for lunch? I don't know. Whether the longer opening hours might cause the restaurant to lose some of its appeal? How would it lose its appeal from being open longer? I don't understand. Whether this will lead to enhancement of storage facilities? How does that make any sense? Whether the longer opening hours to recruit additional staff? Well, they already considered that. I mean, they already considered the labor costs, so why is that another factor? What is this? I hate this. God. I mean, what would other restaurants do in response to you having longer hours? I don't understand. Like, are you thinking that if you extend your hours, it will lead to other restaurants extending their hours and then your customers will leave because they prefer the other restaurant, and you're thinking that the only reason that they were coming to your extended hours is because the other restaurant didn't have extended hours? Why would the restaurant lose appeal by having longer opening hours? I don't get it. Whether this will lead to the enhancement of storage facilities. That is a financial factor. You already considered whether or not you need extra storage. Longer opening hours. They already considered that in the previous analysis, that your labor costs would increase. So why is that even a thing? Man, this sucks. It's not going to allow you. They're going to make me redo this, aren't they? You know, I think I'm going to take a screenshot of all the answers at the end and see if, in fact, I'll take a screenshot of every single question. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Dude, I bet it's almost guaranteed that I'm going to have to do this again. Why am I bothering to do this whole thing if I'm going to just have to do it all over again? This is pretty simple. Or is it? Bum, bum, bum. Dude, something like this would never happen. This is so unrealistic. Why would you have only these numbers in the spreadsheet? In the incomplete spreadsheet, you wouldn't have just those numbers. And there's no way that in this random situation you would actually literally be able to fully deduce every missing number. It's completely contrived. Like how often does this happen in real life? Oh my gosh, our records were destroyed. All we have left is this. But even though it's only partially full, we can deduce the rest of it using logic and math. Oh, how often does that happen? Anyways, increase. It's always an increase. $29, $280. Just making sure I'm doing it right. So the difference minus 5280. This one is 16 divided by 1.3, 12,800. And this one equals 16, 640 is 3,840. Okay, can you use algebra to do this? This times this equals this. Okay, this equals maybe you can't because there's two unknowns. This equals I think you could use some advanced, well, not advanced, but some algebra to complete this line. But I'd have to write it down to actually be able to do it. Because this could be a function of this number could be a function of this number and this number. So therefore you could just have one variable. But anyways, are they going to really make you do algebra to solve this? Are you serious? I wonder if it's unintended that they don't want you to use algebra to do that, but you can. I'm just going to do it on a notepad document. I don't feel like pulling out a piece of paper and a pen.
Okay, which one will we make x? 1200 equals oh, wait a minute, maybe I can't. This one equals 480 times x. So basically 4800 times the unknown variable that we're making right now is the percentage. So x is the percentage. 48,000 times the percentage equals this blank box. And this blank box minus this box here minus equals the difference. So that's the equation. So what we have is 4800 minus, we have 4800x equals 4800 plus 1200 is 6,000. So x equals 6,000 divided by 4,800. Oh, come on, that's not possible. That's not supposed to be possible. You can't have a positive percentage. How did I mess that up? How did I mess that up? Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so x, I did it right. X equals, we're not looking for the blank box. We're looking for the blank box plus 1. So 1.25. Therefore, the blank percentage is 25%. And then this box is 6,000, which I already calculated actually. So now what? We can get the total. Get something here. Will rent change? Wait. Hey, look, they gave you rent in the problem. Rent will increase by 10%. They literally told you the answer for rent here. So 10%. I mean, we may as well check at this point. Everything's right so far. Rent is 10% increase. Three, 5, 2, 0 minus. So now we can get something else. We have calculated every single alternative cost, so we can calculate the total of the alternative costs. So dang it, now they make you do it. $81 to $80. So we have now calculated the total costs. Now we can figure out the difference between this one and this one. So this times something equals this. So
The something is this divided by this, 81. So it's 23 points. Oh, come on. Really, it's a decimal? You really giving me a decimal answer here. Oh, never mind. You don't even need to calculate that. Never mind. Gosh dang it. We just need the difference. In the terms of the costs, minus 15, 6, 80. We can now calculate the profit. It's hilarious how we didn't even need to get the difference in the labor here. Oh wait, we do need that. We still do need it. We're just getting all the other numbers done first. But anyways. Oh, and we cannot calculate the difference. Oh, yes, we can. We already have the differences. We got the difference, and we can use that difference to calculate all the rest of the numbers. So we just need all of this. Oh, we have the total already, so we just need to do this minus this. 4320. So that's good. 20. So we can now finish the chart. Unfortunately, that's funny. We know the total difference. Since we know the total difference, we can calculate the operating profit of the status quo. So, 18,720 minus 4,320 is 1440 or 14,400. So stop being stupid. Now that we've calculated the operating profit, we also know the total cost. So all we have to do is figure out the missing labor cost here. So we didn't even need, we already had the total cost in there. $65. We will do minus, and then we'll add up all of the costs that we have. Plus, 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 plus. The labor costs should be 12,800. Why is my brightness decreased? Now we can calculate the percentage. %. We're not even going to check anything else. Now we can calculate the sales revenue. The sales revenue minus the x minus this equals this. X equals this plus this. 65,600 plus. So you need to know basic algebra for accounting. It's not just basic arithmetic, but still. So now we have the same deal here, except we could use advanced algebra, well, not advanced, but algebra to solve the rest of it, or we could use this column to solve this number first, which would be easier. So anyways, 81,280 plus 18,720 equals 100,000. And then this is pretty simple. Divided by that, 25%. and then we should finally be done, except I'm going to have to redo the entire assignment. So crap. I know I'm going to have to redo the whole thing. But because I'm sure I got the conceptual questions wrong. And this sucks, but I'm going to just stop the recording and take a video of all my answers so that maybe I can copy all the answers over into my second attempt. We'll just have to see. Gosh dang it.